So Ranty Highwayman asked us for our nominations for his Christmas bit of fun, which is the World Cup of UK Streets, which is why I'm here on a rather rubbish late autumn day to nominate Princess Street in Bristol, which is going to raise some eyebrows, especially as I ride past the rubbish bit which has been blocked off by construction works here. But it's not really seen as a very high quality bit of infrastructure by people in Bristol. It's also a very small, short street, which is not really considered especially remarkable by many people, and which one can ride the length of in about a minute. At least one can if the lights are in your favour. I'm going to go down to the end here, turn around, and hopefully show you why it's worthy of a nomination at least. So this is it, this is the end of Prince Street. This is now Wapping Street, Wapping Road, something like that. So I'm going to turn around here, show you some pretty atrocious detailing at the end here. That's apparently temporary while all the construction work finishes down there. So, why Princess Street is worthy of a nomination at least, I think, is less about the detailing, the quality of the finish on the infrastructure along here as what it represents in terms of the transformation that we've seen here, and also in just the variety of things that you see in such a short space. So we actually have here bi-directional contraflow cycling in a section where there's a one-way bit of road which acts as not a full modal filter, but it helps to reduce the through traffic through here. Having a swing bridge that opens for harbour traffic also helps to reduce the traffic coming through there, and that ties into something we'll look at in a moment, which is that actually Prince Street is now part of the city centre circulation plan, which is part of the bus priority system. Obviously we've also got the separated cycle tracks along here. They've got the cobbles. Those are the original historic cobbles, but they ripped them up and cut them in half to make a flatter surface, but kept cobbles along there to go with all of the listed buildings that we've got along this section of the street. Crossing here with the lights is then a purely active travel route. Both of these streets either side are bollarded off, and this is part of the Brunel Mile route, which I've ridden before, and it takes you up to a little cycling and walking bridge across the harbour. I mean, I guess this technically isn't Prince Street anymore, so this shouldn't really sway your votes, but we do have along here the original Prince Street bollards, which were moved when the cycle track was put in on Prince Street, which allegedly local historians tell me are old surplus shell casings from the war, which were turned into bollards. I've no idea how plausible that really is, whether that was somebody winding us up, but that's the story that goes around. So lots of the nominations that you'll get for the best street will be a lot about the aesthetics and the architecture. And just look at this, you've got a wonderful mix of Victorian warehouses, Georgian townhouses, and the amazing 20th century concrete repeating geometric patterns of the car park. So another detailing bit of the finishing that is very unpopular is the car park entrance there, while the cycle track cedes priority. Shouldn't have been done that way, but at least some of these side roads have been done properly. I'm going to take a quick detour around the back to take us back around to the start. The car park, you might mark down a street for having a big 20th century multi-storey car park on there. I'm going to argue devil's advocate in its favour, which is that it does contribute to the circulation plan and to the general improvements to the public realm in the centre, in that having the dedicated car parking there means you can reduce the on-street car parking. So over the past 3 decades, on-street parking has reduced considerably, just incrementally over the years. And you could argue that having the car park there enables that. So I come back round to, this is the main bus interchange in the very centre of the city, and I'll head back round now. This isn't technically Prince Street here, but this is Prince Street ahead of us. Now, the big reason then for nominating this is the road diet that it's been on over the years. So right in front of us, what there would have been 20 years ago is a huge roundabout, and with a dual carriageway smashed straight through here, straight through into Queen Square, across the other side. You may wonder how a dual carriageway would fit through there. Well, obviously the 2 buildings on the corner here weren't there at the time. Closing that dual carriageway has enabled that infill of this corner, the formation of the little square across the way. And so that was part of the inner city ring road, and it was the plan to reduce the dominance, the impact that that had on the city centre public realm. So we're riding here for a bit of shared space square that was put in 10 or so years ago, where once there was the dual carriageway straight through the middle of this square, which was all very run down. It's not about this square though, of course. We can only nominate the one street. So let's go back to Princes Street and look at what they've managed to do with that because of the road diet that it's been on, because there's no longer a huge roundabout in here. So you used to be way back, 2 lanes each way squeezed in on Prince Street. So you wouldn't have had the cycleway, you had much narrower footways. And now that's been reduced to 1 lane of general traffic each way, with a nice median down the side, a little bit of a rain garden in there. Late autumn day is not really the best time to show off that rain garden with the new street trees. But then you've also got the bus lane going all of the way up here, so you've got the bus priority leading into, then it's a bus gate on this junction, buses only heading into the city centre, where once again there used to be the dual carriageway ring road through there. So the bus improvements up through here, and alongside it the wider footways and the bi-directional cycle track that is through here, all came in as part of the metro bus routes, so faster bus routes through the centre into the suburbs. They've got some dedicated bus rapid transit along there elsewhere in the city. A good bit of detailing, good bit of finishing here is good strong concrete pad on the roadway at bus stops. So often you see that bus stops are where the carriageway completely falls apart. And so that's it really. People who haven't lived here for 30 years won't be aware of how much incremental transformation improvement that it's gone through. So filtered permeability on various of these side roads, improved crossing through here, general narrowing of the carriageway. And yeah, now the final thing, the final part of this incremental series of changes is the inner city circulation plan. So that is that now general motor traffic coming through here will only really be able to come in from this one direction. It'll be able to come in, come up Prince Street, do a circuit in the centre and come straight back out again on the same bridges over the harbour. It won't be a through route for motor traffic through the city. It will be a through route still for buses, and obviously the cycle route connecting to lots of different places now. So I'm going to nominate this because it's symbolic of the circulation plan and the reversal of mid-20th century mistakes, and because it has a pretty awesome old swing bridge in the middle. Who doesn't like a swing bridge? Vote for Prince Street.